80-year-old Leo Vigildo Pablo Varela of Varela's Cargo Services Limited of San Pedro and Burgers Key. Sometime after 9 p.m. on Thursday, Varela was on board a tugboat bringing into port a cargo from San Pedro to Belize City, and as it neared the pier, the tugboat and the barge collided. The impact sent the elderly man overboard and into the Caribbean Sea. The police, paramedics, and the Coast Guard were called out to the scene, where an investigation followed.
The police was here and they did their interviews. I think they took statements from the captain of the tug, and also some of the crew members that were on the barge at the time. And he's claiming that when he came in there was a squall, but it was raining last night. And during that squall is when somehow, and it was rough. I mean, I was out here and the sea was extremely rough, and they were losing control of the barge, and they were heading towards the pier, and he tried to reverse to pull it away. That's what I heard him telling the police, but that wasn't possible to do. Maybe it was too rough, and it got pretty close to almost tipping over the tug. So at that point they decided that they had to release the tug, but they released it in a way where once they released it, they were trying to go around to sort of bump it away, and that's when apparently they had a collision between the tug and the barge, because there is obvious damage on the tug that I saw last night. And during that impact, I would imagine that's probably when Mr. Varela fell over.
At approximately 9:35, we received information at the Coast Guard headquarters whereby a tugboat pushing a barge collided on the King Pier at the port of Belize. Upon receiving the information, Coast Guard deployed a vessel to start with the search efforts at that location.
It's now almost 24 hours since Varela went overboard and remains missing. According to on-scene coordinator for search efforts for the Belize National Coast Guard, Ensign David Ayala, divers have since been deployed to conduct surface operations.
From last night, we kept the Coast Guard standby team here, and this morning we deployed a team of divers to conduct diving operations. Since last night we started with the surface operations, so that has been conducted today. For us, if he did drown on the spot, we would expect him to surface approximately the longest for 72 hours. So between that period he should surface, but if he died on impact or whatever, then we expect otherwise.
Now, we know that last night the weather conditions, it wasn't the most favorable. Would that cause you guys to expand your search beyond this port area right here?
Well, as you can notice right now, the weather conditions are not the best, as you mentioned, and the currents and winds have an effect on the search that we are conducting. And most definitely, yes, we will expand from the immediate area, expanding out into the open water.
This is the second time that a barge has crashed into the pier at the Port of Belize compound, says CEO Arturo Vasquez.
There was an incident again, somewhat similar to what happened the last time, where a barge had run into the pier. No? Fortunately, this time there was no damage to the pier, but unfortunately, I understand that a passenger on the barge, I think it's Mr. Varela, apparently fell overboard, and he is up to what I'm understanding now. He has not yet been found, but yeah, what we saw when we got here really was that there was a barge lodged against the pier. I understand that from the captain that it did not, it never run into the pier. It actually drifted into the pier. So that was good news for them. So what we had to do from the port position was that we had to get that barge removed because it was banging against the pier. So we ended up getting some tugs to sort of pull it away, and we finished that sometime this morning. We had our engineer come in early this morning to take a look at the pier, and he's satisfied that there's no damage to the pier like we had the last time. There's just minor surface concrete being chipped away and that type of thing.
The police have since taken statements from those on board the tugboat as to what transpired. Dwayne Moody for News 5.